How's it going, y'all? Rowdy Riles back with another rundown. Sorry about the flub there. See, we've already got a couple people in the chat. Hello, Cairo King. And we will be talking about our DC characters that we would like. Hello, Leia. How's it going? So yeah, we do have that new news. Mattel is taking over DC Multiverse once again. How's it going, stop motion guy? So yeah, Mattel's taking back over the DC Universe line or DC Multiverse line from McFarlane. Joy, we love to see that here because for me, I was in when it started. I got a few figures from the McFarlane DC Multiverse, and after a couple years, it was very apparent to me that they just were not going to do much in the way of improvements and stuff. So I really wanted them to lose the license, and lo and behold, their license contract was up in 2026. So after this year, they are no longer producing McFarlane figures, and we love to see it on this channel. So yeah, we're going to talk about like 6 or 7 figures that I want in my wave, and then everyone can say what they want in their first wave, and then of course we'll talk about some Toy Fair news and all that stuff. But I really wanted to batten down what I think would be a really solid DC Mattel multiverse wave. I had to think about it because Mattel, McFarlane, so many M's. But yeah, first of course on the list, and as much as I gripe against Batman, I really think that a really good Batman figure is a must for any DC line. And that's not to say we need 1,000 Batmans, but we do need a good Batman to start the wave off. And I'm really hoping that they go the 6.5-inch scale like Marvel Legends is, because they say 1/12, but Marvel Legends is a little bit bigger on that scale. So and this is a really good indicator of what I would like to see Mattel do with, let me see where it is. Mattel, oh, I didn't share it to the stage. There we go. I would like to see them do, obviously with some more improvements like butterfly joints and no pins at all whatsoever. But this was the prototype from before they lost the license. And yeah, a classic blue and gray Batman. That's what I would like as well in this 6-inch scale from Mattel. It would be great. And yeah, we'll talk about that because gosh, they look so bad. And those female figures, I pointed out on Dave Display Model Behavior channel that the renders look like it was no sculpt other than like maybe the belt portion. And yeah, there's just paint for is it, I don't even know, is it Katana or Milana or whatever, whoever the female figure is there they have there. She looks not great, but a must for, yeah, a wired cape would be awesome. And with Mattel doing it and them doing cloth goods with WWE, I think that we can expect to see a wired cloth goods cape for our superheroes here. So yeah, we obviously need a 6.5-inch Batman. So I would say like around 6 inches tall, and then Batman should be like, or Superman should be like 6.2, 6.3 inches tall. If hopefully, I'm hoping like I don't think they've announced the scale yet, but I'm hoping that we're getting a 6-inch scale, 6.5-inch scale Mattel DC Multiverse line for this new set, because that would be how's it going, Absolute? Welcome to the stream. Because that's ideal if we want all of our superheroes to be in the same scale without having to pay import prices. So I will not be getting a Moth-X Batman. I will be waiting to see what the Mattel offering looks like. And if it looks anything like their prototype from before, it'll be an easy pickup for me. So yeah, first spot in our Mattel new DC Multiverse wave would definitely have to go to Batman. 7-inch Wonder Woman. I don't know if Wonder Woman should be that tall, but it would be a good pickup. We're definitely gonna have a Superman that's taller than Batman, because Mattel or McFarlane never ever got that right. Batman was always like taller than Superman or bigger than Superman. It irked me to no end. Other than the Hush Superman body, which is really big and burly, but he's still too short for Superman in my opinion. So yeah, obviously the number 2 that we would need is a good 6-inch Superman. Um, and the best example that we have of that right now would be, I would say, let me look it up. I want something that's like, you know, like this Superman here, the Moffex Hush Superman, but obviously in a Marvel Legends scale with the wired capes and all that stuff. Doesn't have to have as many accessories, but I want it to be accessible. I want it to scale next to Captain America and Spider-Man and Batman and all the other DC characters as well as Marvel, because that's what we want as collectors. That's what we wanted from the beginning. And Todd never did that though. Did that for us. Hello, he who knows. Mattel should still have the prototypes from the last wave they were working on before they lost the license. Hot Girl, Black Canary. See, right off the bat, Black Canary, a figure that Todd still has not made. Impulse, Flashpoint, Aquaman, Simon Baz, Green Lantern. So yeah, I'm sure that Mattel has had some products and some stuff cooking in the background as they've been waiting. But we definitely need a good 6-inch Superman that scales in the right scale, as in height, next to Batman and other characters, not a too short Superman, too tall and skinny Batman, because Todd was on crack when he was designing these figures. It's just like, make it a statue and then cut the articulation points where it should articulate for people that like that kind of stuff. Nobody likes that because I'm Todd and I like statues. You know how it is. But for starters, we cannot go wrong with Batman and Superman. And something like this, obviously, we're not going to get a Hush Superman on that level from Mattel for a retail collector's line for those kinds of prices. But it's something we want to see, and we also need villains because a lot of people want to be straight up superheroes in the first wave, but in order to really just like lock in that you're going to be doing a lot of characters, we need some villains. And I think what we really need is a good Lex Luthor figure. So we have Superman and we need Lex Luthor. So whether it be a suited Lex Luthor, whether you give us the option to have him have attachable suit parts on top of like an actual suited body and just bulk him up and make him taller that way, or even make like his suit, like include a regular Lex Luthor in the wave and make his suit the build a figure part, like the arms and the legs and all that stuff, and then you just put his normal head from the figure onto the bath body to give him his like armored Kryptonian armor look. That's just an idea there for you, Mattel. Sorry, I'm going to be intermittently drinking water. I have not drank enough water today. So there's your reminder to do that. So I think that it really good, because I don't think we've gotten a great Lex Luthor. They could maybe reuse some parts from the Multiverse and Mossman for Swamp Thing. There's always the options for reuse in big companies like Mattel and Hasbro, although I do not see a lot of crossover. Like, say, for instance, from Hasbro, when they're doing Power Rangers and Star Wars and Lightning Collection and Marvel, they don't really cross over with that kind of stuff. But it would be interesting to see if Mattel would kind of budget and try to money save that way. But I think that the best thing that they could do is just throw balls to the wall, throw all the tooling on there and say, hey, we need to make all new figures, pinless, all new tech. Yeah, we'll take these molds that we have and we'll go from there and we'll make some new stuff. But there's always the option to just keep reusing parts once you have a good basis. And I think what they need to do is focus on making enough variable molds. Like, they have Lex Luthor, but we also need, like, if we're doing Superman, if we're doing Batman, if we're doing Lex Luthor, what's another villain we need? We need the Joker. And I'm not saying that we need, like, they're going to throw us the most definitive, but it needs to be a good Joker. It needs to be a Joker that people want to get. This whole wave should be not sold out, but it should be bought. Like, everyone's like wants to get the whole wave. Like, you know what I mean? They don't just want to pick one or two. They're like, oh, I want all these figures. So that would be really cool, in my opinion. So we got 4. I want to get to 7 before we get into like Toy Fair and all those other reveals and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, Flash is a very villain heavy superhero. A lot of heroes are just known for being superheroes and they're not known for their villains. But Flash, Batman, Superman he's got Lex Luthor, he's got Bizarro, he's got Metallo, he's got not as many villains that are as memorable. Um, and yeah, we need good swappable head sculpts. We need masked heads, unmasked heads with their, down cowls and all that stuff, because that's what people are expecting now. And for the prices like 24, I'm assuming, I'm making a lot of assumptions here. It's going to be 6.5 inches. It's going to be 24, 26.99 retail price. So we're making a lot of assumptions here as to what they're going to do. But yes, they definitely need to include good head sculpts with these figures, and they need to have swappable heads and swappable hands. They need to, just kind of, I'm not saying show up Marvel Legends, but that's what they should do, because, I am not a fan of Hasbro at this point, what they're doing. Like, Marvel Legends has a lot of cool figures, a lot of not so great figures, and definitely as a company as a whole, they have a lot of things that they're not doing right. And I do not have a lot of experience with Mattel. I did have WWE figures um for a while, but I got rid of them all like early last year, late last year, because I was just, after the last scandal with Vince and Brock Lesnar and all that just being horrible, horrible humans, I was like, do I need to keep all this merchandise around? I can still watch the pay-per-views and all that stuff when I feel like it, but I don't need a constant reminder that there's crappy people running stuff that I enjoy. So I got rid of all that stuff. So that was really my only experience with Mattel stuff. I haven't I don't have any He-Man stuff. I'm not a He-Man collector. I wouldn't do that to myself at this point. I already have too much stuff. I don't want to like branch out to a whole new thing and just have to learn, because I don't know a lot about He-Man. I know the characters somewhat, all that stuff. Skeletor, haha, but we're talking about their new DC line today that we're hopefully getting. So, we've got four figures now. We've got, well, let's see if we, I don't know. I need to see if there's like a good 6-inch Joker representation that we, is there like a good Mafex? I think the Mafex Joker is good, because I definitely don't think that there's a good Lex Luthor figure out there at this point, other than a quote unquote McFarlane one, but I'm not going to say that that's a good figure. So we do have a Mafex Joker, but like I said, these are like $70, $80, and Mattel is going to be making something affordable, more affordable than that. And we need a Joker that's designed like this. We need someone that's gangly, obviously got a grin, clown. He needs to look like the Joker. So they need to dedicate sculpts in this first wave and have very, very little reuse and have just completely new sculpts. And I think that Mafex did a good job with their Joker proportions and how skinny he is, how gangly he is. So I would really like to see something in this style, the Jim Lee kind of style Joker from Mattel in their first wave. I think that, just like with Marvel, Jim Lee has very definitive designs for Marvel. The same thing with DC. It's like, if you want to sell DC figures, design them to look like Jim Lee era figures or characters and sell them, and people will buy them, because Jim Lee does a great job in drawing characters and having memorable representations of characters that we love. How often do I collect Transformers? Not very often. I'm not big on Transformers. It's one of those things. Another thing, I'm like, do I want to dedicate a big portion of my collection and time and find new space to put another thing? Probably not. There's a couple characters that I still want. I still want a good Starscream, and I still want a good Megatron. But no, I'm not a big Transformers person, just because the scratch, it's very expensive for Transformers. And then you get into the third party ones, which are also expensive, but like, it gets into, do you want a third party? Do you want a first party Transformer? But back to the matter at hand for now. Our perfect wave one, in my opinion, for the new Mattel DC Multiverse. So we've got Batman, Superman, all with swappable heads and hands, scaled properly. So Superman is taller, Batman is shorter, Joker is shorter than all of them. Lex Luthor sits somewhere in the middle of them all, and then preferably build a figure for Lex Luthor's power suit. So we get just a normal suited body Lex Luthor with, a kryptonite ring on his hand and a couple things like that. Just about 4 or 5 accessories that you would come to expect with the figures in that price range. Build a figure part, well, collect and build, as they call it in the DC Multiverse thing, with Lex Luthor's power suit. And then we have the Joker, Jim Lee style, with two alternate heads, maybe a laughing head, and then like kind of not so happy head for the Joker when he sees Batman coming, and like a buzzer and an acid flower, some accessories in his hands. And the Batman comes with batarangs. Superman comes with a wired cape. Batman has a wired cape. All stuff that's doable by Mattel at this point. So then it comes to a figure that should have been made way at the beginning of DC Multiverse, by McFarlane. Shouldn't have waited and only made it one time. Of course, we need a good 6-inch scale, so like around 6.5, 6 3/4 inches tall Wonder Woman in the classic suit with the stars and spangles on the bottom. So I know, let me look up see if I can find a custom. I saw a really good one the other day. I'm gonna find it. I saw a really, really cool custom the other day. Marvel Legends Wonder Woman custom. Here we go. I don't know if this is the same one, but we need, sorry, can't breathe right now. We need a Wonder Woman that looks like this in the first wave and has, of course, a stern face. And then we can have one with the big blowout hair with the curls and like the George Perez style. That would be awesome as well. But this is the Power Princess from Marvel Legends, obviously made to look like Diana, Princess of Themyscira, Wonder Woman, which is perfect. Great body for her, which is about 6 3/4 inches tall. So she's a big girl. She's not small. She's muscular, pinless, all that stuff. So the Power Princess body that Hasbro did, all Mattel really needs to do is copy and paste that and give us a perfect Wonder Woman on wave one. And we should all just be like, that's what you should have done in the first place, Todd. And that's what everyone will say. And everyone will just be like, was that so hard to give us a Wonder Woman that we wanted? Sorry, I'm getting a headache from having my hair in the bun. So I'm gonna mess with it really quick. But yeah, we definitely need at least those characters so far. We need Batman, Superman, Lex Luthor, the Joker, and Wonder Woman. And you know who else we need if we have all those characters? Maybe I should have just left my hair in the bun. That's the thing about live streams, y'all. You make choices, and sometimes you just have to roll with them. But let's see who we got. Superman, Lex Luthor, Black Canary, Impulse, Green Arrow, Hawk Girl, and an army builder. Don't expect the whole league in the first wave. Yeah, I wouldn't expect the whole league in the first wave either. But that's your list. Where was I at? Where was that? Superman, Batman, Lex Luthor, Joker, Wonder Woman. Who else did I have in mind? Well, so we have 3 heroes. So you know what we really need, and that was also really lacking from McFarlane as far as the comic side. Like, we got the movie versions of her. We did not get a good comic book Harley Quinn from McFarlane ever. We got like the Bruce Timm inspired Batman animated series styled one. And yeah, the Trinity is good enough for heroes in the beginning. We need Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. Wave 1, we should have them. All the bells and whistles. Wonder Woman should come with a shield. She should have her lasso, a sword. Batman, batarangs, grappling hook, wired cape, swappable down cowl with a swappable unmasked head. Superman should have. Let's do Superman accessories, because it's hard to do accessories for Superman. Hello, titular heroine. Good to see you. Welcome. We'll recap the list for you really quick. So far, we have Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Joker, and Lex Luthor, with Lex Luthor power armor parts as the collect and build figure. So I feel like that's pretty solid so far. And we were just saying that we need another villain, and we need a female villain. So we need Harley Quinn. And that's where we're at. So right now we have six characters, and I think wave 1 they could do 7. So we'll throw one more in there. But I think the 7th one should be an oddball, off the wall character, and that's one that we could all vote on really quick in here, and we can all figure out what we think. I'm not going to do like Flash or like Green Lantern or anybody big heavy hitters, just because, you know, we have those and we want people to be hooked and be like, yeah, I got this whole wave. I want this whole wave so I can get the next wave. So I can get the next wave. So we have straight up pretty much a Marvel Legends copy paste, except made by Mattel, hopefully with better quality and less QC issues, and with a company that wants to listen to the collectors and the people that are buying their stuff. So that's ideal. So the sixth figure that we should get in this wave would definitely be Harley Quinn, because like I said, McFarlane did Wonder Woman. McFarlane just did women dirty in general. I wish I had that clip on hand to just play whenever I feel like dissing Todd McFarlane or making people like just be like, what the heck? Play that clip of him on Shartimus Prime being like, oh well, if a little boy gets a female action figure from Toy Aisle, his parents are like, if you picked all the other figures and you got this girl and you brought her home to me, I'm going to start killing people. You know, that's what Todd thinks if he makes too many female action figures. So we know that he never made Black Canary, he never made Zatanna, he made Wonder Woman one time, never made a comic book Harley Quinn. So, you know, bye bye McFarlane, DC Multiverse, bye bye. We don't need you. That would be cool. I think what they should do is, first of all, do the classic Harley Quinn with her jumpsuit and the Harley Quinn outfit with the bangles, and then they can give us an unmasked Harley head, with, you know, her Harley Quinn hood down, and have I would ideally all these figures would have like a swappable head, at least one. So, you know, you can have Harley with her hair down and her mask down, no mask on, just her regular clown makeup and her regular natural hair, and then, you know, with her Harley Quinn, because I really want a classic, straight up Harley Quinn as you first saw her costume from Wave 1. Just like I do not want to see any alternates or variants of any of these characters until we have all of them nailed down in their classic costume. Just like they shouldn't be doing that in Marvel Legends. Like, yeah, make offshoot characters while you're making sure we have all the classic versions of characters that we know and love, because we really, really, really need DC figures that aren't super duper expensive that scale next to those Marvel Legends figures. It's not fair that we don't have those quality of figures from DC for those characters at this point. It just sucks. So, Superman, Batman, Lex Luthor, with the Build-A-Figure parts being his armor, Joker, Harley Quinn, and the seventh figure is an oddball, off-the-wall choice. So maybe someone who's not really a hero or villain, say, for instance, I know their DC McFarlane is doing their Lobo. So maybe Mattel could be like, here's our seventh figure. It's a deluxe. It's Lobo. And he comes with a bike. And look how much better we did than McFarlane with it. So I think that would just be icing on the cake to do something like that. But if you have an idea of what you think the seventh figure, it's like, I think it should be a deluxe. If you have a better idea for a deluxe, maybe like a Gorilla Grodd or whatever, you know, just let me know. So that's what I think, and that's good. We're about halfway through my stream. I'm going to run like an hour, like these usually do, and I do want to talk about. So let me get that prepared. If anyone has like any ideas for what they think a deluxe should be for Wave 1 of the DC Mattel multiverse. And Deathstroke would be cool, but I think that a smaller figure like that, they should save for like another villain for another wave. Say like if they did Wave 2, they should do maybe start Teen Titans. They could do Dick Grayson Robin. They could do Starfire. They could do Deathstroke. They could do Comic Book Terra. And then you could get two other characters from another team, you know? So that's something they could do. And then Clarion the Witch Boy, maybe Wave 2 would be better. Yeah, I think that they really need to solidify the more classic characters that everyone knows first, and then start saving those last slots for... I know it seems random when I'm drinking water, and that's because I'm just like, you gotta stop talking, you gotta drink some water. But yeah, Clarion the Witch Boy is kind of an obscure character, so I don't think a lot of people will be like, I really need to get that figure as it goes. But when you have like Green Lantern, Flash, Aquaman, Hawkgirl, all those characters that's when, as a brand, as someone who's like that, that's when you start doing A, repaints, and B, you start doing the obscure characters as the fundamental draws to the wave, like the C level, the B levels, and you do that, online or as an off-season wave or something like that. I don't know. I don't run a toy company. Maybe I should, but I'm just saying there's a lot of stuff that I would do differently than a lot of big toy companies. And it's just because I want to see certain things when I buy toys. Wave 2, Batman, Joker, Deathstroke, Harley Quinn Classic, a Green Lantern, an oddball villain, and Solomon Grundy. See, that's solid. A little swapping places with some of my choices. And that's fair. This is all our dream waves, what we want to see. Speaking of stuff that we want to see, we did get by the way, I finished Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man last night. Great, super great show. I watched the first 2 episodes when they dropped, and then I just kind of was like, I'm gonna wait until they're all out to watch it. And then I waited, and I'm glad I waited to watch it all because I just binge watched it all at once. And really great show. I'm not gonna do any spoilers or anything like that. We'll probably do spoiler stream to talk about Daredevil and Spider-Man once Daredevil's finished because that was also really good. Daredevil Born Again. Yeah, it's very emo. It's very slow. But so is Netflix Daredevil, but I also feel like it's going to pick up more in the middle faster because it's only 10 episodes as opposed to Netflix's like 20 episodes. So I want to wait for both of those shows to be done. I mean, I know Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is done, but I want to wait for Daredevil to be done before I talk about either of them on a stream. And speaking of Daredevil, we did get the reveal the other day for our Daredevil Born Again. Sorry, our Daredevil Born Again figure with no alternate head, unfortunately. But as you can see, he comes with stuff that we've seen before, the same escrimistics, whatever they're called, and then we get that rope from the comic book ones, and then we get alternate hands, and then all new sculpt for the body. So we do get a new reveal for the show. I don't know if they're going to do any other figures. How's it going, Cartoons of Cannabis, Arizona? I'm sure it's a lot warmer there. Well, actually, it wasn't too. No, it was cold today. But I'm sure it's a lot warmer there in general than it is here. Because I'm over on the other side. I'm on the East Coast. But how's it going? Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, if you're picking up this Daredevil, you can let me know in the chat. I pre-ordered him just because I think the old Daredevil that we have is kind of not the best figure. And this one does have butterfly joints. He said it has. Oh, this is interesting. Do any of y'all like Star Trek? Because I'm not the biggest Star Trek fan, but I do like some Star Trek. Like I like the Next Generation movies. I like the reboot movies. I did watch a lot of Next Generation growing up because my dad watched Star Trek. Sending button is so close to the backspace. Yeah, I have fat fingers, so I'm always making mistakes. Well, he's supposed to show up in the show, so and windy and snowy in Montana mountains. Okay, well, and snow, banana, and mountains. I don't know what the banana means, but yeah, in the mountains it does get windy and snowy. So yeah, I guess you're no stranger to cold either. But it would be cool to get a Punisher, because he's coming out. So we do need updates. So he's going to be in the Daredevil show, and I think they're doing a Marvel special with Daredevil. But like I said, Star Trek, Nacelle, these are the guys that do Biker Mice from Mars. And speaking of really random wave ones, how's it going, Derek? See, it's going to be hard to do that for me because there's no main characters in this wave. I wonder if those, yeah, because the only main character that they have in this wave, it's interesting, is Archer from, oh, I mean Sulu, but this is from one of the movies. So once again, it's very random. Like I understand what they wanted to do, just not give everyone the same Star Trek thing. We get the mirror universe Archer, so it's not even a good version of the main character from Enterprise. It's a alternate universe, dark universe version, which is kind of funny. A lot of accessories for him though. I have the old Punisher. I have the old Defenders. So I have the, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and all that. And they all desperately need an update. So I'm sure they're all canon now. So I'm sure we'll be getting updates of them pretty soon. But yeah, this Star Trek Nacelle line, I'd be more interested if we got a single main character. Whoa, that guy's head got really messed up there. One of the movies, one of the old movies, I saw. I don't think I've seen any of the old movies. Well, I saw Wrath of Khan, but I mostly saw the reboot and the Next Generation movies. Like all of these are such random characters. No main characters. Tuvix, what is? Where was I? Over here, Tuvix. Is that who that is? Yeah. Comes with a flower, and then we get this crazy looking lady who's like not even yeah, I like the reboot movies. Those were pretty good. The ones with Chris Pine and Zoe Saldana and Simon Pegg and Carl Urban. Good cast. Um, Audio is coming in and out. Thank you for letting me know. Hopefully, I fix it. It seems that when I look away, it doesn't pick up my voice. So let me try moving it closer to me, or just try not to look away from the microphone. But yeah, what is her name? Valkyris. She's very, very strange to be putting in here, considering she's not like a character. She doesn't have any lines. So it's interesting. They're doing a lot of like aliens and cool looking designs, but it's nobody that anyone knows. It's best to have a theme for each wave of figures, especially if you make the BAF relevant to the rest of the figures. Yeah, that's why I think that Lex Luthor collect and build would be a great idea. At least in my opinion. Because what's a bigger threat than Lex Luthor with a kryptonite powered suit? So yeah, that Nacelle Star Trek line. Not sure how to feel about it. I hope that it continues so that we get some other characters like Spock and I mean, yeah, speaking directly into the mic is always ideal. I'm a very neurotic person, so I like to move around and not like to. It's just how I am. All right, let's see what else. Also, my girlfriend has this set up so the other screen is all the way over there, and then there's a third screen that's up there. So no matter where I look, I'm looking not where the mic is. Maybe if I move it right here, the audio won't be in and out. All right. What other new reveals do we have that I wanted to talk about today? I wanted to look at those McFarlane, those McFarlane, what was it, Mortal Kombat figures, because they look really bad. They look really bad. Let me see. McFarlane, Mortal Kombat. It's already in the search bar. Look at that. McFarlane Mortal Kombat posts. Where is the relevance? New. This is how we find stuff on Reddit. Let's see. I saw them on here the other day. I saw it wasn't the renders, it was the actual figures. Let's go to communities. Sorry, y'all. I try to be prepared when I do this. Like I took the picture on my phone. I took the picture on my phone, but I didn't send it to myself like I normally would because I'm a dummy. And I was like if you noticed, I started a little bit late, and that's because I was not at all ready to start my stream. I was watching something, and I was like, oh shoot! Actually, I was watching another stream. I didn't even see the packaging for them yet. They're ultra articulated. I swear. For me, they're ultra articulated. If it was from how I like to do, it would be a statue. Here's my Todd. Oh, here's something I saw today that was funny as frick. Speaking of McFarlane, I'm trying to find that Mortal Kombat. We have an Iron Man spawn, complete with the swirly metal plastic that Hasbro is known for. As you can see, that silver there has that swirly injection molding plastic color in there, and it's literally like that helmet. I don't care what his excuse is for this figure, but it's a straight up Spawn Iron Man Rat City Spawn. I promise it's not another ripoff that I made, you guys. It's my own original figure. It's Spawn. But yeah, that didn't impress me much. I'm still trying to find these. Gosh dang. Let me just Google it. That's probably the better way. Mortal Kombat Classic. All right, here we go. Mortal Kombat Classic Spawn. Nope, not Spawn. What is wrong with me? McFarlane. Yeah. Here we go. Here's the figures. Where's the picture? Oh, here. I got it. I found it, y'all. No worries. I found the picture courtesy of toynewsl.com. We have the McFarlane figures. And like I said, there is not a bit of sculpt on this, whatever her name is, figure. Scorpion looks bad. Gangly proportions. I get that. It's, it's all up to the marketers and what they think is going to work at this point. But for me personally, I just think that they need to make up for all the bad Batman figures and all the lack of Wonder Woman figures and all that stuff, and just in good faith give us what we deserve right off the bat. Like, look how boringly posed is this Liu Kang and sculpted. It's just so lazy. Yes, Melina, that's her name. I was like Melania. Is it Melania? But I don't want to say that name. And then of course we have the Melina. She looks like crap. Like, those boots aren't sculpted. It's just a black line painted on there. Just the laziest of laziness, in my opinion. I cannot stand the man or his quote unquote toys, because toys are supposed to be fun. And when I look at this, I just get depressed. I don't think it looks fun. I think it looks sad. I think it looks like it can barely do shit. Why does it have gripping hands? Why don't we have like fists and open flat hands, or like, ripping out spines and hearts hands? It's Mortal Kombat. Come on, where's like the violence? And then look at her weapons. They're literally just silver plastic, like things you would put in a sandwich or get in a sandwich at a restaurant. Just the worst kind of crap from McFarlane. And that's the reason why he lost his DC license, is because he was releasing stuff like that. Not all the time. I'm not saying all of his figures were bad, but the majority of the releases that we saw were on par with those, and not on par with like the Power Girls or the Dark Sides that we got like last year, It's just too little, too late. But there is a lot of new cool stuff that we got at New York Toy Fair. Let's check really quick. I had so many things brought up and somehow my tab got closed. Let's go to Big Bad Toy Store. There was some new pre-orders up today. Let's check out the price of that Archangel. I saw he was $40, which is surprising to me, considering, yes, those figures are indeed hideous. Those Mortal Kombat figures are the worst of the worst. Almost as bad. Well, no, those are definitely worse than the DC Multiverse ones. Those are just some of the laziest figures I've seen in a while. And that's coming from Todd, and calling those lazy. It's just like, yeah, you're lazy, Todd. You make crap sometimes. But yeah, $30 for this Archangel doesn't seem too bad. But if they're charging $30 for this Archangel, then why are they charging $50 for Maximum Spider-Man? I say this as someone who's already paid the $50 for the pre-order and, has the pre-order locked in and all that stuff, who has my Maximum Spider-Man coming. If you can give us this Archangel with these new wings and the tips shooting off and all that stuff, and you can do it all for the reasonable price of $40, I think it's reasonable. Double the cost of a normal figure, less than double at this point, because $50 would be double for 25. But if you can give us this Archangel for $40, why can't you give us Maximum Spider-Man for $35, Hasbro? Come on, Hasbro. We all know why. Because they're greedy, and because they'll get away with it, because it's Spider-Man, and because people like me will buy it because it's Spider-Man. But it irks me that they'll do that, and that they'll do it. I'm going to just clip my hair because it's just bothering me at this point. Now I won't mess with it. It just bothers me because Hasbro has the capability of making reasonably priced stuff, and this, on the other hand, this is too much for this. I know it has cloth goods and stuff, but this Doom mask that they have down here, if you had sold this for like $89, I'm not that I'm ever going to get it. It's not something that I would ever get in my collection, not something that I want in my collection. But I would say that $89 is more reasonable for just a straight up silver mask with a green hood. This doesn't have like lights and sound, I don't think. And even if it did, it doesn't need to have lights and sound because it's a Dr. Doom mask. So that wouldn't really make sense in my opinion. But $109, they're putting a Robert Downey Jr. tax on there because they're expecting everyone and their mother to want to be Dr. Doom next couple years for Halloween. I'm assuming that's what they would. Oh, everyone's going to want to be Dr. Doom. And Dr. Doom's a great character, so I don't blame them for thinking that because I'm sure there will be a lot of people playing Dr. Doom. But you know what else you could also do is wait for that $109 mask to hit Ollie's or hit clearance. Oh, and this figure, so I just got a pre-order arrival notice for this one. And I'm still on the fence about it because the last couple of times that I've gotten this is a repaint of what is her name? How's it going, Sarge? You made it. Everyone, go check out Sarge's channel. He's on the West Coast, so time zones are a little different. I'm gonna try to have him on the channel at some point on one of my streams. But he's a chill dude. He's got cool streams going almost every night. So check out Sarge Collects. How's it going, Sarge? Good to see ya. But this is a repaint of what is it, La Muerta, I believe. And I'd prefer to have La Muerta, but it's just so much for one figure. Sorry, I wasn't done. So much for one figure, but she looks really cool with the sleeveless arms and all that stuff. So maybe I will, and that gold bars and all that stuff. So maybe I will let this pre-order slide and actually pick her up. I don't know. Y'all give your opinion. Should I get her? Corporate is thinking all about profits. Yeah, zero concern for customer. Absolutely. And that's what we need to get toy companies and companies in general away from thinking is stop thinking about your profits, start thinking about the consumer, or we're going to go elsewhere because we have options. And I'm not just talking about toys. I'm talking about in general. It's just one of those things. Speaking of third party, and I'm not saying I support this because apparently they stole the head sculpt from someone who worked really hard on it, and that sucks. So I'm gonna bring this up to show y'all. Where is it? Okay, cool. So this is on Instagram, and I saw this earlier. So the CT Toys released their promo pics for their. This is on Rocco the Great's channel. So they released their promo pics for their Wolverine, and it's quote unquote completely original, but it's not because the body is a ripoff of the Mafex Wolverine. The CT Toys is downsized Mafex mold, and then the claws and the flames are all new. But apparently they stole this head sculpt that they're using for it from another designer. And the box is also really nice. Like, I'm surprised they just straight up say Wolverine and all that stuff on it. And it comes with claws for the Tiger Stripe, curved claws for Tiger Stripe Wolverine, which is nice. But the head sculpt with the open mouth, they stole and altered it to look like that from another person's sculpt. And I think they just took the closed mouth one and used it as it is. But the open mouth one specifically, they altered the sculpt from this one to be open, and they didn't design it, they just altered it. So CT Toys gonna CT Toys, I guess. Yes, it is cool that they can make these quality knockoffs and sell them to us for cheap, but it's not cool when you're ripping people off. And I also have the Tiger Stripe Wolverine coming, so that may be my last CT Toys after this little debacle right here, because that's not really fair to steal from a creator and then sell it. It's kind of shit. And that's what knockoffs are in general. And CG Toys was doing that to begin with, but it's even worse when it's like not a big corporation and it's just a little guy creator who's just making their own stuff to get by. Let me see what other Toy Fair news we had. Let's see. I'm just gonna Google that real quick. We got about 15 minutes to look at all this cool stuff. All right, here's Toy Fair news, full coverage roundup. Oh, this is just links on Twitter. Well, let me see what links we have here. Sorry. Oh, you know what I thought was really cute, and I do have some blockies coming, which are Pokemon, not Sesame Street. But these are the cutest thing ever. Look at these little buildable Sesame Street figures. And that's what blockies are. They're little kits, little model kits where you build your own figures, and they're just so cute. We got Bert. We got Big Bird. We got Oscar the Grouch and the Count back there. There's Ernie with his rubber ducky. You're the one. Sorry. Hasbro wasn't as greedy when it was owned by the Hasenfeld brothers. Yeah. Even when the last CEO that was in charge before he died, Hasbro was doing great. They were listing the companies. They were like one of the top 5 companies in America to work for, let alone in the toy industry. And just after the pandemic and after the CEO died, Hasbro just took a massive nosedive on quality and giving crap and all that other stuff that really matters. But these little blocky Sesame Street figures I thought were so cute. And I thought, oh my goodness. Hello camera, I'm here. Isn't that cool how I can make myself disappear but not focus? Hello. It'll fix it. It'll figure it out. There we go. But yeah, we got those little blockies, Sesame Street figures, and there's I'll show you. So these are coming from AliExpress, and the only reason I got them from there is because that's the only place to get them in America, because they do not have the license for Pokemon in the United States. But I ordered, and it's coming, it's in transit, it's AliExpress, so it's going to take about 1,000,000 trillion years. So I will do a video on these once they come. But I ordered, not Greninja, Charizard here, which is, as you can see, it looks like a fully articulated figure, and it is, but you have to build it. But it's not like a super complicated model. So, where's my face? Not even on there. It's not a super complicated model, but they also have smaller ones. And I got, of course, because original 150, I got the little Pikachu one. And they're supposed to scale next to each other. And I've been wanting some articulated Pokemon figures for a long time. So these were cheap. They're like really, obviously, this is $1.58. And obviously, check the reviews and stuff. Make sure that it has solid reviews and that it's got enough reviews. Like this is 4.7 with 38 customer reviews. So I'd assume that genuine seller for these blockies Pokemon, and they're cheap. They got Charmander. They got was it Meowbirdie? I don't know what its name is. I don't know what that Pokemon's name is. The Lucario baby form, I know what that's called, but I don't remember. And then Eevee, and these are all model kits. They're all articulated figures. So those are really cool. So blockies, I think they're coming up. I think they're on the way up. So keep your eye on them. Shareholders prefer to have sociopaths. I mean, it seems a lot of people prefer to have sociopaths in charge. Leaders who don't have care or understand their customers. Oh, it's okay. I get it. That's what I do on my channel. I rant a lot. That's why I'm called Rowdy Riles, because I'm rowdy. I don't keep my mouth shut when I have something to talk about. I get rowdy and rambunctious about it. A bunch. A bunch of what, Sarge? How's it going? A bunch. A bunch of bananas. A bunch of figures. Let me know. Let me know a bunch of what? Blocky's Pokemon. I have those coming. What else do we got? Oh yes, sociopaths. Yeah, yeah. It is very scary. Riolu, Riolu. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm a first genner. I mean, I play all the Pokemon games, but by heart, I know the first gen. What else do we have that I want to talk about? Let's see. I wanna look at more new stuff before I'm tired. It's been a long week, and I got to open tomorrow, so I do want to keep it at an hour today. But sometimes I'll go over an hour if I find I have a bunch of stuff. But I'm trying to find that list. Where was it? Oh well, we'll find some stuff. Oh, so the pre-orders for GI Joe went up, so we can actually look at those because I did pre-order. Here it is. I did pre-order CoverGirl. Like I said, she's the only one from that wave that I really am looking forward to. $25.99. So thankfully, the price of action figures hasn't been affected by all this hullabaloo happening right now. All this willy won't-y bullcrap that we're seeing. She's got a sledgehammer. I like that grinning head sculpt that she's got. We got her sidearm. She's got a wrench, some dukes to put up her fists. She's an E4. That's a rank in the military. I know that from stuff, not that I've been in the military. And we do get, I love this head sculpt with the hat and the long braided hair. That's perfect. That's how she's going to be displayed on my shelf. So, yeah, out of all these G.I. Joe figures, I'd say this updated retro card CoverGirl is a need. She's a must buy for me. So when that wave drops, you will be seeing the CoverGirl review on my channel. But there are some other cool figures in this. I don't know about the price on this one though, y'all. $64 for an undersized polar bear. Because polar bears are big. They're not supposed to be tiny. Like that's like more like a black bear. A polar bear should be like twice the size of him. But it is what it is. We get what we get with Hasbro. Arizona Tea, Little Caesars. Yes. That's because they know that even though the prices of goods and all that stuff are going up, when they pass the value on to consumers through good times and bad times, the brand loyalty is still there. So that's just how it is. Brand loyalty only works if the brand is also loyal to its customers. Yeah, that CoverGirl is great. I love those head sculpts that she came with. And he's got the mass device with him, which is apparently a thing. And that's Snake Eyes and his like commando gear, but it's blue. Definitely don't think that this set is worth almost $70. There he is, conked out in the snow. So apparently the polar bear whoops his butt. But I want the bear. Don't get me wrong. I want the polar bear. But it's not big enough to be a polar bear. Oh wow, it comes with like battle damaged parts and stuff. I don't know. Do I want it? I don't. I don't want it. Because it's $64. And it shouldn't be $64, y'all. It should be maybe $49.99. Maybe. But I digress. What else do we have in that wave? Oh yeah, we got the retro Flint. Not gonna pick him up. I have the other Flint. He does come with the pointy finger though. So that's cool, I guess. Go there. Maybe it's a young bear. That's a rap name, right? Young bear. New rapper coming up in the game. I don't know. It's a lot of plastic. I get it, but don't make a polar bear if you're not gonna make a real polar bear. The backpack is cool. It's got straps that he can actually hold, so that's nice. But yeah, I already have Flint. I don't need the retro carded Flint. But yeah, how much time do we have left? We got about 5 minutes left, y'all. So we got to talk about some Toy Fair stuff. Toy Fair's over, so there won't be a lot of toy news for a while. Like it'll be like a trickle instead of like a waterfall of toy news. But we'll get our weekly stuff. Transformers Missing Link. What are those? $98 Transformers figures is what they are. It's a prototype figure. What is this thing? If anyone knows what this is, Leia, you like Transformers. What is this? What is this thing? Female Transformer, not RC. Don't like her face. She's very flat looking. Like she looks very, very flat as a figure. I don't know about that. $100 for that thing. I don't know. And then there's an RC as well, which she does not look as flat. And definitely looks like RC, but yeah, you have no idea either. It's just Takara Tomy trying to make a bunch of money. But at least she turns into her robot form. That's cool. It's just a very classic looking RC, I guess. Very retro looking, which is definitely retro looking. Like that is not a modern looking RC whatsoever. What else? What else? You want to see what's on sale on Big Bad Toy Store? I guarantee you there's a lot of McFarlane on there. So if you want a bunch of crappy action figures, then you can go to Big Bad Toy Store sale. They got Q-Figs. They got Funko Pops. Go figures. So many Funko Pops. Oh, that's cool. We got some Kamen Rider stuff right there. Oh, look, Shuri Black Panther. This is all relatively cheap, too. Female Figma. $71.24 for a girl in a bikini with a sword. Go figure. Go figure. You know how many eggs you could get with that? Like 2 cartons of eggs for $70. I think you should wait for this to go on sale for like $30. That doesn't come with a lot. I know people are gonna goon and all that stuff, but save your money and goon for cheaper, y'all. Like that's not even based on anything. That's just Figma making stuff, you know? Speaking of gooning, by Shoujo Snake Eyes is on sale for $65 if anyone is interested in that. It's Shoujo Snake Eyes. Can't pose it, but she got a big booty. She got the curves, y'all. Like that's what is the point of that? I don't understand. I don't understand. Other than the thirst is real, like Leia says. I don't get it. But it is what it is, y'all. What time is it? Yeah, thirsty toys. It is what it is. It's okay. Uh-oh. I didn't mean to do that. Did I close it? No, I didn't. See, I also need glasses. So if you see me streaming without my glasses, you should yell at me because I'm going to have a headache after this. Oh, look what's on sale. It's McFarlane Aquaman, $14. No one's going to buy this stealth suit Aquaman for $14. You're never going to get rid of this Big Red Toy Store. You're going to have to send it to the landfill. It'll be cheaper to write it off as a tax loss, like Warner Brothers did with the Batgirl movie. Because reasons, right? Because reasons. So that's always fun. Oh gosh, I will never, like, even though he's lost the Mattel license or the DC license, I will never stop hating on Todd because I just think it was so funny how he got handed a license to print money essentially with the DC action figure line. Could have made 6-inch figures, could have did a whole, and I know there's something about Spin Master having rights for 6-inch figures or something along lines, but they never made any. I'm sure he could have whittled his way in there, but he never did it. He just wanted to make his big, lanky, weird proportioned, whatever scale they were in, because they were not scaled correctly. They're just straight up 7-inch scale, which means they all scale at 7 inches tall or taller, regardless of the height. So, that's just how it was. But yeah, for me, the perfect wave would be Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Lex Luthor, Joker, Harley Quinn with a Lex Luthor collect and build bath pieces so you can swap his normal suited head onto that at the end and have like 2 versions of Lex Luthor. I mean, you can come with both, but they have one with armor and then obviously the regular one without it. So you can have those options there. And I just think that would be a really solid way to get people hooked into the line and being like, yeah, I need every figure from this wave. I need to get all the figures going forward if they're all going to be like this. Give them all the accessories we want. Give them swappable heads, batarangs, all the stuff, hands, weapons, every signature item they should come with. So yeah, thanks for joining me on another rundown. I know I go off in rants and tangents and we don't always stay on topic but for me, with the framework, the title, what my topic is, that's what I intend to talk about. And then we go from there. Well, how's it going, Cincy John? And it's okay, you don't need to stay because we're wrapping up. You can catch the replay. But yes, I am the stream gremlin. But now the stream gremlin's gremlining in her own streams. So yeah, with all that being said, I love y'all. I will see you next time. And you did just make it. Bye-bye. Thanks for stopping by. And I can't wait for Mattel to show up McFarlane immediately. No titular heroine. Thank you. Mwah.